Hi everyone!
Hello! Welcome back to
Drink Read Fabio!
I'm Kate Brimmer.
And I'm Sophia and Kaiafas, and today we're doing an OG Drink Read Fabio video for you guys. So why don't you start us off, Kate? She's gonna recommend a book for you all.
Yes! Okay guys, everybody's talking about this book and I liked I'm not going to say it yet, but I liked the book this author wrote previously, but I wasn't like obsessed like some people, but I did really like it. So I was a little bit skeptical going to this book. It wasn't like my top really excited ones, but guys, Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is so good. It's so good. It's so good. I liked it better than the last one, like a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the last one was a 4-star read for me. This is defo a 5-star.
Which is the Love Hypothesis.
Yes, Love Hypothesis. So cute. It's based kind of on the same kind of situation, but different scenarios. So we have our leading lady, B, which cute. Her name's B. And she's like total nerd, total weirdo, science geek who is beautiful but doesn't think she is. Nerdy gal with like crazy fun hair and tattoos. And her arch nemesis, I forget his name, Levi, which also cute name, Levi. Are you kidding me? Her arch nemesis Levi and her have to work on a project together at NASA. Cool. Super cool. She's a brain scientist. Cool. Anyway, it's really, really good. Pick it up. It's so funny. It's so cute. It's a great read. Read this book. And to make a drink based on this book, I made a landing on the moon drink. Isn't it so cute? So the drink is supposed to be like the moon, and the ice is moon rocks, and this is the spaceship, and it goes and
it lands in the moon.
It's basically my take on a twisted, tricked out gin and tonic. So it's gin, and then instead of tonic, I did White Claw. I did the black cherry raspberry White Claw. Squeeze of lemon juice. I mean, not lemon, lime juice. Mm-hmm. And then this is a lime popsicle.
Yes.
So we're going to cheers.
We'll put all the
ingredients
and the measurements in the description.
Cheers.
She's full. Good.
Ooh,
I like it.
That's yummy.
So, like I mentioned on this channel before, my family is Greek.
No way.
Yes. That's it. On to the book. I'm just kidding. So, when I saw this book in the Barnes & Noble, I just...
You had to?
Had to get it.
I'm excited. It
is called Emergency Marriage to the Greek. Look at that cover. Emergency Marriage
Rip.
to the Greek. Which, like, both of the characters are Greek, so I don't know. It's like being, like, an American getting married to an American and then being, like, emergency marriage to the American. It's like, but you're also American,
okay,
so.
Whatever.
Okay, let's go with the story. So.
Can't wait. Tell me a good story.
The story starts off with our main characters, Alex and Tessa.
Cute.
Who are from Athens, Greece.
Cute.
And they had just finished having sex on the day of Tessa's brother's funeral.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex is a boy?
Alex is the boy. And Alex was best friends with her brother. Yeah.
And were they dating before, or they just hooked up out of grief?
He's like 10 years older than her.
Whoa.
Yeah. So she was 22, and he's 32.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had just had sex.
Was it a grief hookup? Like, we're so sad, let's comfort each other, and it went too far?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but she doesn't feel that way. It was more meaningful to her. But so then he gets upset after it, and is like, I can't believe, like, my lust took over, and, like, I had sex with my best friend's little sister, and, like, she was also a virgin, and she didn't tell him that until after, so he was like, I took your virginity, like, what a disgrace I am. And she's like, it's fine.
And she's always, like, been in love with him?
Yeah, she's always been in love with him. Yeah. So she took it as, like, wow.
He likes me back.
No, well, yeah, but then after she's like, oh, fuck, like, he regrets everything, and, like, he hates me, blah, blah, blah. So she, is heartbroken. So because she's heartbroken, that same night, she goes and meets up with this other guy who's interested in her that's at the funeral.
Ooh, at the funeral?
Yes! She's just going around.
This book really takes off right away.
And then, fast forward to the present day. She ended up marrying that guy.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. Married him for a year, and then they got a divorce.
Rip.
Yeah, so this is 4 years later. So Tessa just had divorced her husband. It's been finalized. And then also her dad is very sick and is going to die.
Man.
Yep. Her ex-husband has recently started to be on this new reality TV show. So he has like this new found fame, and it starts like spewing all these rumors and lies about Tessa and their marriage because her family is also very rich and well known. So he's like, I'm going to use this and like
make money off of it.
Yeah, basically.
And make myself look like the good guy and you look like the bad guy.
So she decides that her only option is to go to Alex, who she hasn't talked to for 4 years, and ask him to marry her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
gonna work.
That's gonna work. She knows he's like not the marrying type. Like he doesn't ever get in relationships. So she's like, this is gonna work because like we can just do our own thing, and this will just be for the title, right?
No,
it never works. So she goes to his office to propose this idea to him, and
just being like, he'll say yes.
Yeah,
he'll marry me.
Well, she's like freaked out, but she's like, I think this might be something he'd be interested in.
Okay.
Because we can both benefit from it.
Okay.
So she tells him that she thinks it'll allow her dad to have less stress about her future, as he's dying, so that he can be like, my daughter's gonna be okay. And like, obviously, Alex was close to her family, so they're like, yes, we wanted you to be with him.
Morbid.
I know. And also she thinks it's gonna help like her ex to stop like running his mouth because they're gonna be like, oh, she's with someone else now. We don't even care.
We don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up being like, oh my God, you're crazy. But then he's like, okay, I'll consider this because, you know, your brother meant so much to me. And like, it was my duty as his friend to like protect you. Yeah. So he's like, I'll consider it, but here are my rules.
Of course.
He says that they have to live together at first.
Okay.
And that he wants to have kids one day. Okay. So that needs to be in the cards.
So they have to have sex.
Yeah. And he says that sex between them is inevitable. So she has to be okay with the consequences of that. He's like, basically, you're gonna have sex with me. Like that first time we did it wasn't just some random thing.
He's like, we're gonna have sex, and when you have children, you have to have them.
Yeah.
Cute.
And he tells her, don't think this will turn into a real relationship because I'll never feel that way. Like, I'll never want to be in a relationship with anyone.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
He's one of those guys. We're like, we're gonna fuck and we're gonna be married, but don't expect me to really like you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
So, she agrees with those rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to his mansion after his work to discuss like the agreement and like the contract and everything.
Yeah, just his mansion.
Yeah, exactly. They agree that they can only have sex on the weekends. This is the contract.
Why?
From Friday night to Sunday night.
Why?
Because they need to have like a set schedule or else they're gonna lose control and their feelings are gonna take over.
From their marriage?
They're not their fake marriage. And that
only sex on the weekends.
Yeah, only sex on the weekends. And that she is going to move into his place.
Okay. That makes sense.
Fast forward a week and they're married.
Great.
Yep, that was very
fast.
Their first time kissing since the funeral time was during the ceremony. And so this like kind of like unlocked everything in them and they're like, oh, my attraction for him and my attraction for her is back.
I'm shocked they didn't like try it out.
I know. Stupid. But they got married in a week, so like, Jesus.
Yeah.
After the ceremony, they go on this like private yacht ride.
Fun.
For their honeymoon.
Cute.
The yacht has a hot tub, so they go and have a little swim. and they take off all their clothes and start making out and, like, almost have sex, but Tessa, like, stops them because she's like, this is getting too far. I'm gonna fall in love with him again. So she stops, and he's like, okay, but I really wanted you.
He's like, fine. On our honeymoon, you're gonna just not let me have it?
Yeah. Then he takes her to his private Greek island.
Of course.
Yeah, to spend their honeymoon.
All rich people.
Yeah. Everyone's just rich, and I'm like, good. Like, this is so good. The next day, they go for a swim, and Alex reveals some of his family baggage to her, and the reader gets to see, like, why he's avoided any type of relationship or, like, falling in love, because his parents are messy.
Oh, more messy parents. You always get the messy parents.
I know. All the characters always have to be messed up in these books.
Have mommy or daddy issues.
Yeah, or, like, someone's dying. And then things start getting heated after he reveals this.
Ooh.
And she's like, we can't do this right now in the pool. And he's like, admit you want me. And she's like, no. And he's like, you're my wife. You can't keep running from me. Tell me you want me like I know you do.
Whoa.
And she's like, I never will. And walks away. But I'm like...
You're just making out with him naked.
Also, remember when you said that you weren't going to ever be real with her? Like... And now you want her to, like, be real and, like, have sex with you and, like, do it whenever?
Of course.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, because right now that she's, like, keeping it from him, he's like...
Yeah. And this whole book, he's, like, flirting with her, treating her like she's actually his wife.
Yeah.
And it's like... Sir, you're not really helping your case here. The next day, he offers to give her a tour of the island on his motorcycle.
Ooh.
And she tells him she's never been on a motorcycle before. And he says, I like doing your firsts with you.
Oh my gosh. He's like, remember when I took your virginity?
Remember when I took your virginity? Now I'm taking your motorcycle virginity.
Stupid.
So stupid. At the end of the tour, he takes her to a beach, and they talk, and she admits to him that she's scared to get hurt, and that's why she's been kind of avoiding him.
I mean,
he's like, fair. I won't hurt you, and then they have sex on the beach.
He's like, I'm never gonna love you, but I'll never hurt you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. After that, they hang out and bond and, like, you know, do normal, like, friend kind of things. She tells him how she has started up her art again.
Cute.
Because apparently she's this, like, professional artist.
They always are.
Yeah. And that her art used to be in, like, all these famous galleries. So she talks about that. After the honeymoon, they go back to Athens, and her ex is still spreading all these lies.
Good.
She goes to her studio to paint and, like, release some stress. And she reveals to the reader that she painted a portrait of Alex after the night that they had sex at the funeral.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's so cringe.
I know. The next day, there are even worse things being said by her ex to the tabloids. And Alex asks her if she wants to go back to the island to escape. And she agrees.
Let's get out of here.
They just got back, and he's like,
Let's go back.
let's go back. And she's like, don't you have work? And he's like, it's fine.
He's like, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah. She spends the day sleeping because she's all, like, upset. And she wakes up, and Alex tells her he wants to show her, like, surprise her or something.
Oh.
He brings her to this small building on his property on the island, and he cleared a space for her in his office so she could have a studio to paint.
Aw, that's cute.
Which is actually
That's
really cute. The next day, Alex offers to take over Tessa's dad's business for him because neither her dad nor Alex like the vice president.
Oh.
And her dad needs as much rest as he can because his, like, sickness is getting worse.
Why don't they just fire the vice president?
I know, and find someone new. But he's like, he knows he can trust me, and, like, I know what it's like running a business because I run my own, whatever. Okay. So she's kind of weird about it because she's like, this makes everything more complicated, but, like, fine. Because that would help. Mm-hmm. Then they go back to Athens and have lunch with her parents, and he proposes the idea to them, and they agree. So then Alex takes over the company. After that, she asks him to drop her off at her studio, but she forgets her phone in the car, so he comes, like, running after her, and he's like, hey, you forgot your phone. And then he sees the portrait of him. And he's like, oh, when did you do this? And she tells him. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. He doesn't really ask any more questions. And then leaves. But he waits for her outside until she's done. And
That's cute.
She doesn't know. And he's like, hi, I'm still here. I'd pick you up. That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice.
Once they get home, she tries to avoid him.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm gonna go crawl in a
she's
hole.
like, I'm embarrassed. I can't look at you. And he's like, stop doing that. And she finally reveals to him that she wants this relationship to be real. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm in love with you. And it hurts too much to try to fake being in a relationship when I want to be in a real relationship. Mm-hmm. And I know it's not what you want.
Yeah, that's hard.
And he's like, it is real. And she's like, not in the way I want. I love you.
In love with me.
Yeah. And she's like, I want you to love me too. And he's like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's just lust. Like gaslighting her. He's like, it's just lust. You'll see. It's just because we've been having sex and all this stuff. And she's like, no, I know how I feel. And he's like, well, I can't give that to you because I don't feel that way. And she's like, good. And then she's like, well, you want to know why I painted you? She said, I wanted to paint you, but with a look of disgust, so I could remind myself every day to stay away from you. Guess it didn't work. She's like, yeah, he's like, in the picture, and she's like, right, this is why I don't like you.
I'm just going to start your face like this.
Yeah. Then they don't talk for a month.
Huh?
Yeah, and avoid each other at home.
But they're still married?
Yeah, they're still married. They still live together, but they like avoid each other.
That's a long time.
I know.
It's really petty.
One day, Alex gets a call from Tessa's phone, but it isn't her. Mm-hmm. The girl on the other line tells him Tessa fainted while she was at the studio.
Oh, no.
Alex rushes over and calls the doctor. The doctor gets there and says that she's extremely dehydrated. And he's like, yeah, she hasn't been eating very well. And he's like, I'm going to take some of her blood to run some tests to make sure there isn't anything like else going on with her. After the doctor leaves, Alex like scoops her up and he's like, we're going to go. I'm taking you.
We're going to go.
Yeah, and he takes her in his helicopter and he's like, we're going to the island. We're going to the island. We got to get away.
Any problems? To the island.
To the island. He tells her he was terrified of love because of his parents. And then he says, but I do love you and I've just been like too scared to tell you.
Of course.
Yeah. And so they like reconcile and everything's great. And the next day the doctor calls and tells her that something came up in her tests. That she's pregnant. She's pregnant.
Called it.
And he's like, yay.
Yay, it worked.
Yeah, he's like, it worked. I finally have the children I wanted. And now we're good. Fast forward, they have their first child. Mm-hmm. They name him after her dead brother.
Good.
And then they live on the island.
Oh, yes.
Her father dies after her son's first birthday.
Sad.
And then they end up having 5 kids.
Ah!
5? Yeah.
That's a lot of kiddos. I mean, they're rich.
Yeah.
Still a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
On an island.
Yep. The end. Yay! And that is Emergency Marriage to the Greek. Now I'm going to have you read 2 quotes.
Exciting.
So this first one is whenever they're having sex on the beach for the first time.
Sinking to his knees between her legs, staring at her as though she were some kind of magical sea creature, as though this were a dream. He's like, a mermaid?
A mermaid? A fish school? I'm on the beach.
Hey, did you know we're having sex on the beach?
So you're not a real person.
So you're a mermaid now.
You're a mermaid now.
There was no contract that could contain their love. No term or agreement that could bind them more than the agreement their hearts had made secretly, quietly, a long, long time ago.
Stupid.
Okay,
so should we rate it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
So
Let's go over our ratings. We rate our books based on how drunk you need to be to enjoy this book. We start off with slightly buzzed. We go to tipsy. We go to drunk. We go to stumbling. We go to blackout.
Yes.
What do you think?
I would say this is drunk.
Okay.
Pretty middle ground.
Middle
like,
ground.
Some parts I was like, I could see this being like in a normal romance book, but it just like, for how short it is, it was just so fast. Like, everything, it just didn't make sense. He was like, I don't want to love, but then treated her the whole book like he was nice and loved her, and it was like,
what do you want, dude?
Yeah, what do you want? Like, commit, just do it. And I don't know, it just was like, a lot of it was like, didn't make sense. I don't know.
It just didn't flow well.
No, it did not flow well. But, I mean, it wasn't that bad. There really, like, wasn't any, like, cheesy writing moments.
It just didn't make sense.
It just, yeah, the writing didn't flow well. The storyline didn't flow. It was just like, we're going to go to the island. We're going to go back. We're going to go there. We're going to do this. And it was like,
okay. I hate you, I love you. I hate you, I love you. Let's go to the island.
Literally. And the sex scenes were extremely short, so I was like,
not even fun. Stupid.
So, yeah. That's
awesome.
it. Oh, and it's by Clare Connelly.
Hey, good job. Fun.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this too. And you know the drill. Like, subscribe, go follow our Instagram, go listen to us on Spotify or Apple Music. Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Anything else?
I think that's all.
Amazing. Love you guys and see you next time on
Drink, Read,